Shower too near the coast with a high of 74 to 79. And on Wednesday, partial sunshine, a brief shower too near the coast, high 75 to 79. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
Announcing the album release concert of the year at Christ Church of Marion County, Gemma Adams
Jesus loves you.
performing her new album and smash hit, Path of Least Resistance, number 12, top 100 nationwide. Also, legendary singer Chuck Day. Gemma has one of the best voices of our time. Don't miss this stellar concert at Christ Church of Marion, Saturday, the 18th of November at 6:30 p.m. Hear her new album at GemmaAdams.org.
Every angel has a past.
All right, it's 15 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Years ago, we used to have these amazing county fairs in Marion County, and I'm not really aware of what happened, but we didn't have it for a few years. This year, we had this amazing county. The Marion County Fair happened again this year, and who was behind it? It was Gerri Gerthe.
Exactly.
Gerri Gerthe, this beautiful little lady who brings toys to the children, has kind of a magic touch, and not deep pockets either. So to be able to pull something like this off has to have been an act of faith. So we wanted to see how it went now that it's all passed. She is sitting in the room. She asked me if I went, which I did not. I'm not really a fair-going kind of a guy, except for maybe that deep fried junk, but other than that, I'm not really a guy. But I drove past it, and it was amazingly huge. And I know, Gerri, you've been working so hard for the Florida Kids Helping Kids organization. One of the big things that we're part of is the Christmas gifts, and it's not Robin and me and Joe and Dan. It's the listeners who filled up this room with toys. And I remember when you walked in the first time we were able to kind of surprise you with that, I think you were going to cry.
No, I think I was.
So, good morning, Gerri, and congratulations on such an amazingly successful Marion County Fair.
Thank you, and you'd be surprised how many came just for the funnel cake. I'm just coming for the funnel cake.
Mm-hmm.
And
I bet.
Well, that would have been me, except I would have said the other deep fried stuff: deep fried Snickers, deep fried Oreos. What was else? Deep fried Twinkies. Deep fried pickles.
I stayed away from it this year. I was good.
Yeah.
Good
I
for
had
you.
one funnel cake.
Yeah, but it's like I can't do a whole funnel cake anymore. I get feeling ill, but I don't want to feel ill. I want to have like a pill, so I can just eat the whole funnel cake.
Good luck.
So how did it go? How was the fair?
It was amazing. Our biggest night where we had 3,600 people come through, like almost at once.
Wow.
It was like, wow.
That was it. If you did it again, would you do it you did it for 10 days, right?
We did it for 10, and
would you do that again? A 10-day long event?
Actually, the carnival provider and I was talking about just doing it on the weekends for next year.
Okay.
So we'd do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then start back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. Well, because I think the general public says, I'll go on the weekend, so you might as well only have it on the weekend, right?
It is, and it costs so much to actually run the rides. When he told me the amount of diesel that they go through a night, it's like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, I could.
So how many people showed up total?
We estimate around 20,000.
Wow.
Nice.
And
wow.
can I ask numbers like money? How much money did you raise?
We exceeded our $22,000.
Wow.
And we also, out of that, like I said, exceeded. I can't give you the net right now because we haven't done all of that, but we paid every band $250 in Marion County for middle school and high school.
Wow.
And then we also gave every flag corps or drill team a $250 as well.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that compensated the kids that couldn't come out and compete.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And so can you tell us the history? Why was there a gap? Why did we have a few years where there was no Marion County Fair?
Fake money.
Just there wasn't enough money? Well, how did you pull it off? You're not a rich lady.
No, it was from the community, 100% from the community, because we only had one $1,500 cash sponsor, and the rest of it was like in kind or donation to come in and help, or amazingly our community pulled together. And our goal was to put money back into all of our local schools here in Marion County
Right.
and keep our money local, in which we did.
So what happened? The bands were supposed to compete, and they weren't allowed to compete?
Yeah.
Well, no, what bands? Like a rock band or the school bands?
We had a jazz band competition between the schools.
Oh, okay. So these are school bands. Like
These were-
there's a band director at the school?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
And so we had notified them in August when we knew that we were going to have the fair. And at that point, we didn't even have our grounds yet. We just knew that we were going to, have it and have them ready for our competition to give them enough time to practice.
Right.
And then I went before the Marion County Board of Commissioners and enlisted their help to find a location because our carnival provider, if we didn't pull it off this year, we wasn't going to have them. So we had no choice. We had to make it happen. And this is where faith comes in because, if it's meant to be, it's going to happen.
Yeah, right.
So anyways, the Board of Commissioners gave us several locations, and then finally, it was suggested the military school, Marion Military. So we went there, and Charlie said, yes, we can have it.
Nice.
And then it grew from there. But then, literally, the week of our setting up the fair, we found out the kids weren't going to get to compete, and nobody knew why. And I went to the student service. I went through there to,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
to get all, everything improved. And we were told district wasn't doing it on a district level, but we had to hand carry to every school, and we did all
Hand
of
carry
that.
what?
Hand carry our rules and regulations, and so we did that. We hand carried it all, and we had at least 4 bands from 4 schools that were going to compete, so
You had to hand carry information.
had hand carry information.
Why couldn't
yes.
you just email? I mean, that's the way of the world right now.
Well, we did email, but it appears that their website, they had the wrong emails for a lot of their teachers, so we had to hand carry.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Gosh.
And I also took in a copy to the district, So
The superintendent of schools?
everybody
of the
got
district?
one. Yeah.
So what did the $22,000 go to? What was that money for? Is that for kids helping kids?
We are looking to build get a clubhouse, and we actually have a building that's in Bellevue. It's for $25,000, and the lady's going to finance it at 5% interest.
Wow.
But it needs a whole lot of work done to it, and it was hit by the hurricane. A tree went through the back portion of the roof.
Oh, no.
It needs plumbing and electrical, but the building itself is pretty sound.
Yeah.
But our goal is to get our kids into our own building so we don't have to worry about, we're not going to renew a lease, or we've,
Right.
a place to start, a place that's ours.
Right.
And so we're still waiting for that building to get emptied out because we still can't even get into it. But our goal is to get our kids into a place that's they can come to, and we know that it's ours.
And for the audience's sake, I have to apologize because Robin and I know a little bit about what you do. But for those who don't know, who are the kids? Who are Kids Helping Kids? What is that organization?
3 of them are my grandkids, not 10. And they put more sweat equity hours than the most adults do. The rest of them are kids that are walking in from the community. Now, when we worked out of the Lake Lillian over the summer, we could have 100+ kids walk in through and do our free activities. Our goal is what I call idle hours, where kids get into trouble. It's a preventative program to keep kids out of trouble, out of our judicial system. So they come in and they do arts and crafts and projects. For example, the kids will learn how to sew, and they were making blankets for the animal shelter. They would make one for the animal shelter. They would make one that they could take home. So we did a lot of make one, take one projects. We didn't get to complete those because we lost our building and we had to start packing up. The kids learn how to make their own Halloween costumes. I teach them by going out into the community. They do a lot of volunteer hours, not just for us, but for other people too.
Right.
And one of the biggest things that they like to do is our shopping for a sibling program, because all the toys that come in, they get to play with each and every one.
Right, that's a very cool
They
program.
make sure that they're clean, that if they're
And
Barbie dolls.
for those who don't know, when you have donated toys to us, and these listeners that are listening right now, they're the ones that we thank.
Oh, yes.
Because those gifts that were sitting in this room, and we're going to do it again this year, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so we're going to do it again, but those gifts, okay, Robin got some too. I know Robin brought in some gifts.
Tish did.
Tish brought in some gifts.
Yeah.
But everybody contributed to this. And then, and take it from there. So what happens to those toys? You don't hand them to the kids.
Oh, no. Our youth group goes and we make sure everything's together. If there are puzzle pieces, we actually put the whole puzzle together.
Oh, my
to make
gosh.
sure that every piece is there.
Don't give me that job.
Well, we have a couple autistic kids that they're really great at it.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird?
And they don't put them face up. They put them with the picture down. It's really...
Isn't that something?
That is crazy.
It's
Wow.
really neat to watch them work.
I bet.
But anyhow, they make sure if the Barbies need Barbie doll clothes, that they're all dressed. And it was funny because Cody says, I'm a boy, I'm not dressing as a doll. But he ended up dressing dolls anyhow. And then, if they're dirty, we make sure if they're cleaned up. If they can't be cleaned up, then we toss them. But for the most part, we get really good toys that come in. And then the kids set up a toy store. And no parent's allowed to come in. It has to be a kid, and you have to do it by appointment.
Wow.
And then the kid comes in, and we start with the indigent kids first. And we try to get them in school, so that they don't have to go very far. We make appointments for them, and we'll even help with transportation if we can. Now, right now, we're very limited because we only have 2 working vehicles, and mine's one of them, and it's filled with kids. So we bring the kids in, they get to shop for a sibling, brother, sister. And if they're an only child, we let them pick out something for a cousin. And if there's something that they really like, then we'll make sure that toy goes home with mom.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
So that they don't know that they're picking out their own toy.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and it's a huge success. It's like our 5th year doing it. And it's one of our favorite activities.
And that's really wonderful that the Marion County Fair is able to help that. But now, will you be having the fair next year? And is the politics of the fair that happened this year going to be non-existent next year?
I doubt the politics will ever be non-existent. But we won't have the sabotaging that we had this year. I mean, ultimately, our county fair is for the county. And a fair is about education, and it's about bringing out the best of what we have. So I would hope that next year that the people that worked so hard against us this year, I mean, if they wanted a fair so bad, they should have helped us knowing we were having the fair.
Yes, exactly. And not tried to sabotage you guys to make it fail.
Right, and there was a lot of it. It was just really amazing because even the people that did it was just like, wow.
Totally unexpected.
Extremely.
Well, I'm so impressed with you, Gerri, because, I mean, I know that you've had a hard road. I know that it hasn't been easy for you, and to find out that you were able to pull off this Marion County Fair, I'm so amazed. I mean, it was really an act of faith on your part, and it was such a beautiful thing to drive past and see all those lights and the Ferris wheels and the rides.
And the cleanliness.
And you could
the
hear-
grounds were outstanding, very clean.
And you could hear the fun just kind of radiating from the whole experience. So you gave us all a wonderful thing, and I'm just disappointed you didn't bring in a deep fried something. I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
No, this is like 2 weeks out. You know that would have all kinds of on it.
It would have heart attack written on it.
It would have a lot of, yeah. Wouldn't help your stomach any at all.
But no, this is wonderful because everybody in our community loves the fair. We all love kids helping kids, and we're looking forward to contributing again this year by being a collection drop-off for the toys for the children.
I wish you had seen them last year.
I saw your face. That did it for me. I mean, the fact that you represented those kids, and obviously you love those kids and seeing the toys. And I know we're not the only drop-off site, so it's a real community effort.
And we can start now. I mean, listeners can start bringing in the toys right now.
We got
for
Santa
the
Claus.
children.
We don't have a tree
Santa
up yet.
Claus.
We don't have a tree
The
up
tree
yet.
will be up next
But we got a
weekend.
Santa Claus here.
You know, one of the things that amazes me is that, and I didn't find this out until I went to give one of my kids a Christmas tree. A lot of the kids that help in our organization don't even have a Christmas at home.
Oh.
So I try to make sure now that they do.
And the students that do help, the Marion County students, they can use those volunteer hours for their scholarship hours. It's really a win-win for everybody.
It is, and you know, our organization is one of the few that'll take children that nobody else will.
Well, on behalf of
Wow.
the community, thank you for putting on the best Marion County Fair that we've had in years and years.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you really pulled off a home run effort. Thank you for doing that. The website for Florida Kids Helping Kids is floridakidshelpingkids.com with a hyphen between each of those words, right?
Yes.
Florida-kids help, whatever. You get it.
FloridaKidsHelpingKids.com
Yes.
with the hyphens.
Yes. And keep up the good work. And we're going to start the season now that you've been here. We'll start to put some toys under Santa Claus's feet.
Well, if they really want to help us too, they can help us by sponsoring next year's fair.
Nice. And then they can call you. Do you have a number they could call?
Yes, 352-347-0883.
Excellent.
All right, we'll make sure we put that out on the podcast. Thank you, Gerri.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
The City of Ocala Department of Recreation and Parks are proud to present